Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cover the Spread here for Saturday, September 6, 2025. Hey, if you're new to Cover the Spread, welcome aboard. Glad you're here joining us on College Football Saturday. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up as well. Greatly appreciate it. As we always do, we'll get the cappers, see how they're rolling along, and then we'll get to the three we got on the college gridiron for you here on a Saturday. So, hey, before we get to it, we'll head on over to Ramon, see how he's doing here on this Saturday. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, ready for some college football, recovering from my Chargers last night. So going to have a great day of college football, a big day of action with maybe not as exciting as the first week matchup-wise, but with a huge schedule like this, I think we're going to pin it down to some winners here on Cover the Spread.
Definitely. Let's pin it down to a few spots. That hey, I think there's some big games here. Some good ones we've chosen here today for you guys. I'm excited about all three of these games. Actually, should be good ones. I'll be tuning in to watch all of them. So probably have one on one TV, one on another. But hey, still be some good college football action to get to. So let's find some winners. Head on over to Al. How are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, looking forward to another massive slate of college football. But as you said, we definitely didn't go digging too deep. Trying to cover here some of the bigger games for everyone. It's what everyone's looking for, isn't it? So trying to get these big games covered for everyone. And yeah, as you said, definitely some good games. Not only just good games, but I think we got some pretty good angles on them. So let's get to
them. Without further ado, let's get right to it. First game we're looking at, we got Baylor taking on SMU. Hey, we have two teams playing some pretty good. You look at Baylor, hey, tough first week matchup here against Auburn. Offensively, I think in that game when they made it a 7-point game, did Baylor last week against Auburn, looked real good, and then their special teams gave up that the big kickoff return, and it just flipped the thing back. All of a sudden, you're down 14 again, deflating for this Baylor squad. So expect a better effort here, but for me, I don't like what I've seen from Sawyer Robertson at the helm there at the QB of Baylor. Just I can't trust that guy. His completion percentage in that game versus Auburn wasn't very good, but hey, we know that Auburn defense is ferocious, but I think this SMU is going to be able to put some pressure on Mr. Sawyer himself back there and force him into maybe throwing a pick or two, because I just love this SMU offense. Kevin Jenner's here has been rolling along, and I think what he did at home last year was absolutely lights out. He's got plenty of weapons around him here on SMU. He can hand the ball off and run it up the gut and do pretty well with that offensive line that's protecting Jennings. He completed 73% of his passes in that first game, and I think he's been able to do what Auburn did and pick apart this Baylor defense, and especially with the weapons that he's got in Romello, Cooper, Maryland can even scoop in some catches there as well. All these guys are definitely deep threats as well for this SMU offense. So for me, we've seen a bunch of money come in on Baylor, and this line's dropped. So you're less than a touchdown at points. Looking around, even at 3.5, I think SMU wins this by a touchdown here in this matchup. I think their offense is just too much. I think they're the better offense in this one is SMU. And I think their defense is better as well. So give me Shmoo here on Saturday to get the job done. Lay the points 2.5, 3.5. I think it's a 7-point win for SMU here in this one. Head on over to Ramon. What do you like here in this one, Baylor or SMU?
Yeah, Baylor's defense definitely had some issues last week, especially against the run, against Auburn's quarterback Jackson Arnold. He rushed for 137 yards, and Baylor allowed over 300 yards to Auburn in that game. So I think Baylor's offense, though, is capable of producing some quick scores and keeping the pressure on the defense. You mentioned Robertson. He did shred, of course, last week with over 400 yards and three TDs. We'll see. They are missing a wide receiver in this game, probably Jordan Hudson. No, not that Jordan Hudson, but Jordan Hudson questionable here. But SMU, they've got some injuries on the defensive side, including a top defensive end here in Marshall. That should weaken that side, the pass rush there. I think both defenses are pretty vulnerable here. You mentioned SMU, their secondary, they can give up some big plays here. So I think with Robertson dealing and Baylor's shaky run defense, some injury concerns on SMU, and well, Baylor's strong over trend too. They've gone over in 9 of their last 11 dating back to last season. I'm going to end up going over here in this one. An old Southwest Conference series here with Baylor and SMU. Give me the over 60.5 here in this one. Or 65, I think, huh?
64 and a half, I see
right
some
there.
places.
Mid-60s.
Yeah. And just an update for you on that Hudson news. He is out for this game. He will not be playing in this matchup. In that game, he made 1 catch and went for 7 yards. So definitely SMU got the job done last week without him in there. So another week without him. He didn't play a whole lot last week.
No, he's out.
Injury happened early, right? So he's out, though. I've got confirmation that he's out, not going to play in this game it is Hudson. So I think they're still able to do with the other weapons they have. Trust me, if he was back in there, he's just another weapon for SMU to throw to. So I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for SMU there in that one. But yes, I do see confirmed out there. I don't know where Al. What do you like here, Baylor or SMU?
Yeah, I like both these looks quite a bit. So we'll look at a first half look for everyone just to mix it up a little bit. And I'm seeing that -2.5 actually a little bit juice. So if somehow this one gets to over 3 by the time you see this, then I would start maybe considering SMU in the first half. But as long as it's under a field goal, I like the much better full game on their home field there. I'd just give them more time to get the job done. But looking at this total here, sitting at 64 right now, actually, yeah, looking like it's headed down. I'm seeing the under getting juice now as well. So maybe wait on this total as well. But I'm seeing it at 31.5 for the first half. So that's where I'll be. I don't see why these offenses can't get it going early here. So again, I just like them to come out strong out the gate, and I'll go over the 31.5 for the first half. 31.5 for the first half.
That wraps up the first game. Head on over to game number 2, where we got Illinois taking on Duke. This is Al's game. He's going to get us going here in this one. Illinois or Duke? Who do you like?
Yeah, this should be a pretty good matchup here. Not expecting quite as much scoring in this one. But, we were looking at Illinois here coming off a pretty solid season. They're ranked 11th coming into this matchup, returning quite a few starters. They got a very solid defense. And I think their quarterback, Luke Altmaier, here should be able to get enough offense going to get the job done here. Now, yes, they are on the road, but again, just getting that better price on the road here. They were -3, now we're laying only -2.5. So again, just laying under that field goal there, I think they could. Again, I'm not expecting them to come in here and blow Duke out by any means. Duke is a pretty solid team themselves. But again, they should be able to cover the small number on the road here and win this one by at least a field goal. So I lay the 2.5 points with Illinois in this one.
Headed on over to Ramon. What do you like here in this one? Ramon, Illinois or Duke?
Yeah, you don't see usually Illinois go on and take some teams that are this decent. I'll say Duke. They were one of the biggest surprises last year under Coach Diaz, and they look to be pretty good again here. Obviously, they did lack power wins over Power 4 opponents, though. They didn't beat any Power 4 opponents last season. They led that game last week just 24-17 against Elon after 3 quarters. So I think Illinois, you mentioned it, Al. I mean, they returned basically their whole offensive line, their top 5 tacklers on defense, so I think they'll have the edge from the jump here, and Altmaier gives them plenty of stability. I like their offense's chances here. Actually, Bielema on the road is dynamite, man. 15-4 against the spread on the road with his teams in the past. Remember his career with the Badgers, and of course also 3-0 against the spread as a road favorite. So I think they can get ready here for this one. I'm going to actually look to the team total. I was thinking maybe first half for Illinois, but I'm going to go team total over 26.5 here in this one. Illinois consistently jumps on opponents early, and I think they'll probably get 2 or 3 touchdowns here in the first half. So I'm going to go full game, though. Team total over 26.5 here with the Illini over Duke.
Now for me here in this one, I like the under here in this matchup. I think both these teams, we've seen some solid offensive output in their both their games to start the year. But I think you look at that Illini offense. A couple of those points that they did score last week came off of special teams, and some of them were off for like deep plays where they got big chunks of yardage. And I don't think you can do that against this Duke defense, where you're going to be able to have big chunk plays. I think Duke is one of those defenses that they bend, break, don't break type of mentality, where you're not going to get big chunk plays. They love to keep it in front of them. They'll give you those little short dink and dunks, and I think, as you guys alluded to, Illinois will be able to move the ball, but I think that's going to chew the clock as well. So I think we will see some offense in this game, but I think at 49.5, I think that's just too many here. I think the Illini defense as well, solid. As you said, returning a bunch of guys there on that defensive line. That is going to pressure Duke's offense as well. So just because we've seen those, don't let 1 week fool you on some of those numbers offensively against inferior opponents here. I think these two teams turn into a defensive battle. I like the under here in this one on Saturday. Hey, that wraps up game number 2 we're looking at here on the college football slate. Let's head on over to another big one on the card here in the night action. Night game, we got Michigan taking on the Sooners, Oklahoma. This is Ramon's game. He's going to get us going. Who do you like here in this one? Wolverines or the Sooners?
Yeah, the Wolverines beat New Mexico last week just 34-17. They had to lean on that ground game. They got freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood. This will be his first road start here in Norman. So I think the offense is likely to stay conservative here with Underwood going. The Sooners defense was dominant in week 1. Granted, they were playing the Redbirds of Illinois State, but they did hold them to 3 points. We know their defense is physical. They're definitely 2 top 10 defenses here. In fact, Michigan widely projected as a top 5 or higher, actually, and Illinois a little bit Oklahoma also here with a pretty strong defense coming in. So I think with the under having cashed in 5 of the last 6 games for the Sooners dating back to last season, you got a freshman quarterback in a hostile environment. I think there'll be not very many explosive plays, and there'll be drives that'll kind of consume the clock. So I'm going to end up going under 44.5. We've already seen a move to the under here in this one. I think that's the way this one's going to go in a defensive slugfest. Give me the under 44.5, Michigan and Oklahoma on Saturday night.
Head up. Head on over to hell.
What do you guys say?
I guess no, it sounds. Yeah, and I like Oklahoma to get it done here at home. Obviously, laying 5, and this one could be headed up, but they're laying 5 right now on the full game. I'd rather look at the first half here, where they're only laying a field goal still. Again, I'd get this on this one sooner rather than later, as it could get bet up. But and really don't want to be laying too much more than a field goal here in the first half. And also, nice little stat for you here is Brent Venables is 5-0 as Oklahoma's head coach after winning a game, which they failed to cover. So, again, not a bad look on the full game, but, again, just my personal preference to be laying the 3 here in the first half of Oklahoma.
And for me here in this matchup, I love this Sooners defense this year. They're gonna make things tough for a lot of offenses this year, and this Michigan team, hey, it's one of those offenses that last year wasn't the greatest. Can we see a whole lot of improvement? I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot of improvement this week against the Sooners defense that I think slows it up, makes things really tough for Michigan, slugfest-wise, which equates to Ramon's under. So give me the under for Michigan, the team total-wise here. I see it 20.5 for me. Is where I'd like to see if this pops up to 21.5. Still take this under, but if it comes down even more, I still like this under. I think it's going to be very tough for the Wolverines this week to score a whole lot of points. And 20.5, easy. Give me the under team total here for the Wolverines in this one on Saturday. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here on the Saturday slate. Hey, let us know what you think of the 3 games we covered in the comments section below. And hey, let us know what your favorite play on the college slate is as well. Love to interact with everybody in the comment section. So quick little recap before we head on out, though. Can't forget that. First game we looked at, we got SMU taking on Baylor. Game I love taking with SMU there in that one. Next game we looked at, we got Al on Illinois Duke, and he says lay it there with Illinois, the better team there in that matchup. And then to kick us off to in the nighttime slate, we got Ramon's game. We got Michigan taking on Oklahoma. He says grab the under there in that one. Defensive slugfest here on the night game. Should be a good one here on Saturday's slate. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate everybody that tunes in here to cover the spread. Let's do what we always do here on the Saturday, and that is cover
the spread.
spread.